President Trump just had a doozy of a signing ceremony at the Oval Office right now, and I got to take you through some of these clips. They're absolutely amazing. And then he also introduced the idea of literally a $5 million green card called the Golden Card. It's a very interesting concept. We're going to get right into it, but before we do, my name is Clayton Kearns from TrendingPolitics.com. If you have not subscribed already, please make sure to do so. We're uploading videos like this all the time. So let's just jump right into it. I mean, anytime President Trump is on camera, it's entertaining. And sure enough, as he was holding up one of the executive orders, a fake news reporter decided to yell some things at him, and he just shut them down in epic fashion.
What do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith for his actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that.
And that question came about because Trump had just signed an executive order revoking the security clearances for the employees that worked at the law firm that assisted Jack Smith. And take a look at this. He's just hilarious. He says, wait a minute, I want to savor this one.
Wait, I just want to savor this one, please. Who would like this pen? Hey, why don't you send it to Jack Smith? A deranged person.
Oh, man. Again, to the other clip, too. Jack Smith targeted this man. The Biden administration targeted this man. And look at him sitting there in the Oval Office, just taking it all in. This is just amazing. At another point, Trump's sitting there, and he has an amazing little stretch here where he looks at the Gulf of America map, and he's just like admiring it, looking over it, and saying, oh, it's bringing a tear to my eye. Just watch this sequence. It's hilarious.
And if you look at that shoreline, look at that shoreline. Look, from Florida, well, most of it it's called America. And vast majority, like big numbers. So I'm just admiring it as I look at it. I'm getting teary-eyed, but I don't want you to say Trump broke down and started crying. No, how beautiful is that? Look at the shoreline. Look at that. That's America.
I love it. I think about that. He said he's looking at it and he says, "That's America." And honestly, he is just our greatest cheerleader. He is the cheerleader for all things United States of America. And we could not be happier to have him. And that brings us to the bigger story of the day is during this whole ceremony, Trump announced that they're going to be replacing the EB-5 program, which is an immigration program for high net worth individuals, with a new gold card. He says they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Let's take a look at what he has to say here.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks out? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about.
I mean, this whole thing was fascinating. I gotta be honest with you. I wasn't expecting to sit there and watch the whole 4 minutes of that, but that whole thing was fascinating. The fact that we're coming up with new and innovative ideas to bring investments into the United States, to bring money into the United States, to bring high net worth people and people who are going to create jobs, who are not going to take from the system. This is a big deal. And of course, the left is going to just slander him and just say all these things about him and talk about how horrible of an idea it is. Well, you know what? The last 4 years under Joe Biden, there were no new ideas. Their whole goal was just to undo everything Trump did and then, have nothing else new or original of themselves. And this is the kind of idea that the American people voted for. Kamala Harris herself said, I wouldn't have done anything different than Joe Biden. She didn't have any new plans, any new ideas. This is the kind of stuff that we elected him for. And I'm just so glad that we have innovators in the White House, that we have people like Trump, that we have people like Elon Musk, that we have people like Vivek Ramaswamy on our side, that we have all of these smart individuals and a lot of people who have come over to the Trump side who before weren't always the biggest Trump fans, like Bill Ackman and all these other, billionaires out there. Finally, they see, even Bill Gates about a month ago, right around when Trump was getting inaugurated, he's like, I had a conversation with the president, and to be honest, I was impressed. And Bill Gates is someone that the left they always fawn over, right? Because he's kind of more liberal. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of idea that we the people voted for in November. And I'm so happy to see these ideas be implemented. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will talk to you guys very soon.